Get him in the
I don't know
boat.
if he's got it or not. Yep, got him.
Right. Is that your first cast?
First cast.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First cast?
Oh no.
What?
I think it's tiny.
No, really?
Yeah, I think it's tiny.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's why
Look at the size of this fish and the size of the worm this guy's throwing,
Hey,
folks.
that's why you throw the big baits. That's why you throw the big baits.
Yeah. That's a 10-inch worm, man.
10-inch worm, 5/0 hook, and a 12-inch fish.
Folks, today we're back at Roosevelt with Matt Shura, reclaiming some of our spot here of throwing some big worms towards the evening hours in the summer, well, late summer, I guess, August, and it's a good starter. And you caught the first fish, first cast, first guy, every time. But man, I'll tell you, we've had a blast doing this towards the evening hours. And you know, a lot of times you'll throw those drop shots during the day, things like that. But man, you know what the hour before dark brings, right?
First thing in the morning, last thing in the afternoon. The lower light conditions, we got some great low pressure and cloud cover, and
It's awesome.
so
Well,
perfect conditions to catch a big one.
We have won numerous tournaments on this particular bait, throwing it all night long. Well, an hour and a half of daylight before dark. But man, we've crushed some big fish on these things. We're hoping we can get it done today. Roosevelt, you just never know what it's going to give you, but man, we're giving ourselves the option of catching some big fish with these things.
Absolutely, and Roosevelt's all about right place, right time. You can pull up. I mean, we had a double hookup, and we were arguing about getting the net, remember? We were at a tournament, and I'm like, a good one, get the net. He goes, mine's good too. And I'm like, mine's good too,
Man.
With 2 5-pounders, double hookup.
Yes.
So those fish move up and feed.
They do. They'll move up and feed. And I think the thing that we figured out with these is we've done a lot of covering of water with this stuff, and it's finding that pebbled rock on the bottom, right?
You got to be clunking the rock, making that noise, that weight. And we're using a 1/2 ounce weight,
Yep.
5/0 hook, and I just use a straight shank hook, and there's a 10-inch power worm, green pumpkin, real simple bait, Texas rig, and just it catches them.
Oh man,
It catches
nothing
them.
like getting a bite right off the bat.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He thumped it too.
Did he?
Oh yeah, and that's one thing. The fish can kind of tell you the way they bite it. Sometimes you pull up and it feels a little different. That you just feel it and it's heavy. That fish actually doinked it. Knocked slack in the line. So you know how aggressive those fish are, and you can kind of, adjust your retrieve to join that.
Exactly. Up.
Got him.
I got him.
We were just talking about the rock too, weren't we?
Oh yeah. Just talking about that rock, son. Get up in here. Come on.
Not a bad one.
Ah, yeah. Look at that fish. Not a bad one.
It's funny, we were just saying, oh, this rock feels good. This rock feels good. There you go.
Look at that, huh?
Gotta find that rock. You gotta make that noise with that weight.
Oh yeah. That's the one thing that's really fun about this type of bite is feeling that clunk of the rock, and then all of a sudden you feel that thump.
They always talk about counting rocks,
Yep.
1, 2, 3. And you're imitating that crawdad on the bottom, clunking through those rocks. Those crawdads make noise,
Yep.
and that noise attracts the fish, and that weight clunking on those rocks is what draws
Gets
those
them
fish to
going,
the bait.
yeah.
Absolutely. So
I felt the rock, and I'm like, yeah, I felt a little bite, but it didn't come back, and then it came back.
and this is a big, big long flat point, and there's certain little rock piles on it where you could really feel the bottom well, and that's exactly, that last fish I caught was the same thing.
Now, there's been times that we've been out here and we'll just find a rock pile that's probably as big as this boat. And that's all we find, but it's usually there's fish there. You just got to use your weight, your worm to find the fish. And that's what's cool about using that 1/2 ounce. You can feel everything down there in that deeper water. We're fishing what? Oh, probably way too deep. Man.
We're sitting in 30 foot of water, but we're casting in the 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
take
you're
over.
I got him.
Got him. Nice.
I got him.
Good one?
Ah, no.
No? Oh, that's nice
not a bad
fish.
one.
That's what I'm talking about, son.
There you go.
That's 3-pounder, huh?
Oh, come on, son.
You know if you need some help. Oh, that's nice fish.
Oh, yeah.
Nice fish, brother.
Come on. Get that fish in the boat. Don't you lose that fish. How many times you heard me say that? Don't you lose that fish. Come on, baby. Come on. I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Nice one.
There you go. A little bit bigger fish on that big worm like that. Look at that.
Nice job.
Felt that rock thumping it down there. Man, that thing is nice.
Beautiful
fish, huh? All right.
You know, we can talk a little bit about that with that big worm. You know, a lot of times they'll nip at it, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I know fish don't have hands.
They don't have hands.
I've watched your show.
But
at the same time,
yeah.
you want to let them eat it. You know, a lot of times they'll pick at it. I wait till I feel them swimming with it before I swing on them.
He actually pulled on it before I had a chance to set the hook, which is always good. That means they got it good.
Yeah. Sometimes they just eat it and they're on it. But,
Exactly.
But sometimes they'll pick at it and nip at it, that kind of thing.
You just got to play and figure out what works best for you, but that's key. And of course, having that big old 5/0 hook, because it gets down there at least around the middle of it. But it's amazing what size fish will hit this. You'll catch those big 10-pounders and you'll catch those little fish like we started with. So,
exactly.
I mean, they're there, but it's crazy. But these fish in the summertime like to position themselves where they can go up and feed in shallow and then go back out to deep water. And especially, we've got all these gizzard shad here at Roosevelt, and these fish have changed since when me and you were kids.
Totally.
We could go along the bank all day long with a spinnerbait and have a blast.
Crankbait, spinnerbait, exactly.
Yeah, these fish have pulled off. They live out here and they'll suspend and sit and wait to go feed.
See if he's got it. Got him.
All right, good one?
Nope. I don't think so, but it's a fish.
It's a fish.
Huh?
You can always tell.
He woke
Is that
up.
a 3?
He woke up a little bit.
Come on. Get him.
Oh,
That's not a bad one right there, dude.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All day long.
Strong now. I think he realized he's hooked
Let
finally.
me get my rod out of your way.
Man, he's pulling.
Good job, man. You got out there on that edge, huh?
Yep. We're just trying to work to that edge.
All right.
That's not a bad fish right
That's
there
a
at all,
good
folks.
fish, man. Good job, Matt.
Take that.
Good job.
Just dragging it along the rocks real slow. Just clunk, 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 let it sit, and he thumped it.
Nice.
I'll take that all day long.
You bet.
Solid 2.25 pound fish. All right, we're starting to eat.
Yeah. You know, we're using 17-pound test line. At least I am. You are too.
17-pound line.
Yeah, we both use 17-pound test line out here with these big worms because, especially in this dingy water, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, and plus you have trees around, that kind of thing. I mean, you can, those big fish don't get big by being dumb. They'll take you in those trees, that kind of thing. So you want to have that heavier line to be able to, horse them out of those trees.
Yeah. You know, folks, when you're fishing this kind of way that we're fishing tonight, just before dark, what we're doing is we're hitting a point where we're kind of fan casting around. Thank goodness for spot lock. But a lot of times, but a lot of times we're really looking for the drop off. Find yourself a drop off. You don't want to be on a straight flat. You need to find some rock and find where the point actually drops off. You find that, and I think you're going to catch a lot more fish.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. Is this is a big point that comes out, but it's a flat point, and we're sitting right on the edge of it. We're in 16, 17 foot of water. It's 25 right there, and where we're casting, it's 10.
And I'll be honest with you, if you're not breaking off every so often and having to retie, it's very important that you're probably not fishing the right areas.
I've said two things at Roosevelt.
Yeah.
All the colors work as long as they're green pumpkin or watermelon. And if you're not breaking off or getting snagged, you're not fishing the right spot. So you're 100% right there.
That's right, baby. You got to get snagged once in a while. Got him.
Nice.
He was out there a little bit. Oh!
Not a bad one.
Yeah, you're right. Right out there on those rocks over there.
On that little drop off.
Yeah. That's not a bad fish. Not quite the size we're used to catching when we come out here, is it?
Hey, it works.
But it's catchable. Not a big fish.
But a fun fish.
Oh, gee. You'll never let me live that down, will you? You'll never let me live it down, folks.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's awesome.
There's a bite. There's a bite. Does he
Get it.
have it? Can't tell if he still got it or dropped it. Let him swim with it. Got him.
All right. Is that a good one?
I can't tell. Nope.
Little guy?
Yep, little guy. But it's a fish.
Hey, right now we'll take them.
It's a fish.
Right
There
now
he is.
we'll take them. It's just before dark. We got time. We got time.
Oh. Bring him on in here. I'll take that.
Come on. Get it
big
done.
ones-
I keep
Those big
getting
ones got him
hung up in the rocks. Oh, I got it loose.
Healthy fish though. And he took my worm.
Well, there's more under there. You know, we're throwing these 10-inch green pumpkin power worms, and you can get black. Works good, probably too, but I've been kind of partial to the green pumpkin. I don't know if it really matters at dark. Probably black's probably good too.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll tell you, this lake is very strange. It used to be such a great night fishery, and it's changed. It's like this, you got to catch them right before dark. I don't know if it's what's going on with these fish, but man, it used to be so much fun at night. I used to look forward to it getting dark, man, because you knew you were going to just smoke them.
Yeah, growing up here, I caught so many fish at night, and I think one of the things, I just think they feed, and they've shifted, you know, these better fish shifted to eating crappie, gizzard shad, you know, yellow bass. They love yellow bass.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I think they just, you know, they eat a yellow bass and they don't have to eat again. So they kind of feed right before the sun goes down, then they're done. But in the warmer months, like right now, you know, the water temperature's what, 83 degrees? You know, those fish are looking for a bigger profile, bigger meal.
Yeah.
You know, in the wintertime, you downsize, and that's when the drop shot really takes off. But I just think these fish may move up and feed, and if a 4-pounder eats a pretty good sized yellow bass, they're done feeding, you know, for the night. So
Now, Matt, explain to the folks too why we're not pegging our sinkers. There's a reason for this.
I don't know if I know the answer to that.
I can tell you.
Well, there's no need for it because
Exactly.
we're not flipping, and we're not flipping into the trees directly, right?
There you go. Yeah, if you're flipping into the trees, you want the weight with the bait. But doing this, dragging it on the bottom over the rocks, clunking the rocks, you really don't have a problem with the weight worm separation. So,
You know, in addition to that, I like to let the fish eat it. So I'll feel the thump and I'll let them take it. And what I like about what we're doing here is that weight's on the bottom, you know, just like this Texas rig, that weight's on the bottom. When that fish swims away with it, there's no resistance.
Exactly.
They don't feel the weight. They can just swim off with that, you know, kind of like a Carolina rig, same kind
Exactly.
of idea, where they don't feel that weight. It's just there's no resistance. So I don't like to peg my baits when I'm dragging the rocks like this.
hey folks, for our tip of the week, in the monsoon season, which we are in right now, there's some mistakes that people make a lot of times in the monsoon season.
Absolutely.
Matt?
Yeah, for sure. And so many times, and shoot, just last year in a night tournament, we had 30 minutes of some of the hardest wind,
Yeah.
rain I've ever seen. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was tough.
it was rough, but we went into a cove that was protected and waited it out. You know, if you can get to the marina where it's protected, that's a real good idea. Or just find a cove that breaks the wind and wait that storm out, because usually they'll last 15, 20, 30 minutes,
And then they're gone.
then they're gone. So many people make the mistake of trying to load their boat during that storm and that microburst, and it doesn't go well for them,
Yeah.
right? And so definitely,
Wait it out.
wait it out. Find a ramp. If you come to Roosevelt, we like the ringtail ramp that's protected. You know, instead of Troya, if that wind comes into Troya ramp, that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing.
tough. Troya's a tough one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
watch the weather reports and everything, but those storms can pop up on you. Go hide, wait it out, and then put your boat on the trailer when it's safe to do so.
Agreed. I got him. I had to set the hook, dude. Oh,
Get this out of your way, buddy. Is it a monster?
oh,
Nice fish.
giant.
Seriously?
Matthew, could you hand me another worm, please?
Yeah. You bet.
Oh my goodness. Is he back?
He's back. I gotta let him eat it though. He's
No.
thumping at it.
Did you get it?
Got him.
All right.
Oh, now you cast over to my spot?
Well, didn't you do that with me?
Yes.
I thought we was a team. We're not a team no more? Let me lift that fish.
You cast right on my spot.
That's awesome.
Hey, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he ate it.
Huh?
He ate
Nice.
it.
Hey.
Right in the tongue. That's a bad part to hook him, but not a bad little fish. He's a little scrawny though. Look at him. A little skinny. It's weird. You catch fish here that are real fat and healthy, and then you catch some that are skinny. It's weird. I don't know how any fish in this lake could be skinny from all the bait fish and everything here. What are you laughing at? Really?
Oh,
What?
Hey, don't cast my
Yeah,
spot.
I don't want to cast over your
Get
line
over.
like you do to me.
You
I don't even have the fish in yet. You're casting over my line.
Well, hey, I thought there might have been a school of bass over there.
Jeez, I'll cast on this side then.
That's awesome. Yeah, get out of here. Don't you know whose show this is?
I do.
Yeah. Oh, wait, there's a bite.
Really?
Oh,
That's my fish.
I'm going to show you what it's like to get a real one.
Got a good one?
Yeah.
All right. That's a nice fish.
Don't you go tossing into my spot.
Whoa, there goes your worm. That's a nice chunk right there, man. Nice fish.
Oh my goodness, look at that, folks. See, that's how it's done, son.
Oh, that's how you do it, boys. That's nice
There
fish,
you go,
buddy.
folks. That's fun.
Good job.
You know, this. I think we're having too much fun, Matt.
Well, you kind of stole that fish from me. You got to admit it.
Oh, come on.
You cast right over my line.
I had to recast.
Got him. That might be a little better one there.
Are you serious? You
That might be a little
get
better
a good
one.
Get a good one?
Oh.
Oh, that's not a bad one, Matt. Not a bad one at all.
He's fighting. He didn't look that big, but he feels big. He's going under the boat, going under the boat.
How big is he?
I think his bark's bigger than
The
his
way
bite.
I was gonna say the way your rod would have been in there for
I think
a minute.
his bark's bigger than his bite, but man, I saw him jump. He didn't look that big, but he's strong.
That's the way to end it right there, son.
Look at that. Oh,
Oh, that's not a bad one. Get him in here.
I'm trying.
Nice. Hey.
That'll work.
Look at that, folks.
Oh,
That's the way to end it. Dang.
that's a strong one.
Yeah, all right. Not a bad fish right there. What a great time here at Roosevelt Lake. And I'll tell you what, grab some 10-inch power worms. You'll have a blast with these things at night or towards the evening hours. It's getting late. We're going to have to get in. It's getting dark. And it's about dinner time. But boy, we had a great time. Matt, as usual, it's always been a blast with you, man. Oh
great
my
time,
goodness, I had a blast.
Thanks for having me.
No, anytime. It was fun. Folks, thanks for joining us on the show. We'll see you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.